What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Build or Rebuild, where we take a series of NBA and NHL teams that we feel need to retool or rebuild this offseason, and we give our takes of what they should do this offseason. We're in the NHL again for this episode, and we've got the Pittsburgh Penguins on deck.
So unlike their rival Washington Capitals, they don't have a prospect pool because every trade deadline they go all in,
Right.
and it's left them without a bright future.
Got Jason Zucker, though.
Yes, they do have Jason Zucker for the future. They're looking like they're going to keep Jeff Carter around, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
they have not won a playoff series without Phil Kessel. And
Little Phil shout out there.
I'm not saying that they need him, but it's looking like it's time to rebuild. They've tried the youth movement before, and it hasn't worked.
No.
So what can they do this time around? I think the one big thing are the overpayments, the contracts. Goodness, like Mike Matheson, John Marino, Marcus Peterson on the blue line, all getting paid in $4 million, but they're not $4 million guys.
No.
Then Brandon Tanev, I like the term, but 3.5 for a fourth liner is steep.
That's very steep. And it's 3.5 over four more seasons.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's not wrapping up anytime soon. And
no.
Yeah, on the blue line, there's just a lot of money going to guys that aren't worth that.
Yeah.
So they have good players and good core players, but it's just the overpayment to all these guys that are holding them back. And with the money they save on Sid and Malkin and Letang, they overused it. Mm-hmm. So they aren't able to build that depth elsewhere.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, Rutherford's kind of put him in a position where I feel like it's time to lean towards a rebuild. Yeah. It's kind of like a half-hearted rebuild where you don't blow it up. Like, you're not trading Crosby, but you may trade Letang and Malkin.
Yeah. As they're guys that are just, like, it's just 1 year to take that on. So there are teams that are very much capable of taking on that cap hit.
If you're committed to a rebuild, you can retain since there's not a lot of term left. Zucker and Rust are other guys I believe they can get a return on if they go the rebuilding route, because retooling isn't working. Again, they're strangling their future. They have no prospects. It's just picks that they can weaponize, and I don't think they should.
Yeah, no. They're definitely in probably... You think of the Pittsburgh Penguins and you don't necessarily think rebuild, but it's definitely a direction that they hinted at before. So I think now is as good a time as ever.
Yeah. So. And goaltending is another thing they need to fix moving forward. The only free agent they have, including RFAs, that they really need is Zach Aston-Reese. The rest they can live without. Yeah. So, and they have the money to make that happen. So it then becomes, for them to be a contender, it becomes a matter of what they can do to beef up the rest of their forward core and how they can fix goaltending. Yeah. I don't see them as a team that has the money to go out and get a big goalie. So do you trust Jarian DeSmith?
There wasn't a whole lot to trust with Tristan Jarry this postseason. He looked shaky a lot. Tape-to-tape passes, but, they were to the wrong team. So I don't know.
They have no cap space, so...
No.
There's nothing they can do here. It's pretty bleak, and I think it's just time to move on in Pittsburgh, sadly. But... Crosby is a guy who can stick around for a while. Yeah. Which gives you hope that when this team is rebuilt and back to where they need to be, right? Because it's not like they have to tank. No. They just need some prospects and they need some life in this organization. Right. Crosby is a guy who can play for a while. Yeah. And make some deep playoff runs with a young team, a young Pittsburgh team. It's possible. Yeah. Or he can be that guy that Lemieux was to him. Yeah. And develop their next superstar. So... Right. I don't think it's as bad as it looks, but I think they need to commit to players instead of their patchwork.
There's definitely some tough moves that need to be made, but that's why they brought in Brian Burke to make those tough moves, because he's not scared to do that. So with that, that'll do it for this episode of Build or Rebuild. If you like the video, give it a like down below. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our uploads. Comment down below what you would do with the Pittsburgh Penguins and what your thoughts are there. And we will see you on the next episode. Peace.